Book Snapshot.
Have you ever noticed how tired we get? Not from what we do, but from what we try to control? Think about it. The coworker who never shows up fully, the partner who won't listen the way you need, the friend who disappears just when you need them most. We carry these little weights all day long, not because we have to, but because we think we're supposed to. We believe that if we just explain it one more time, if we just say it the right way, if we show them enough love, patience, evidence, then maybe they'll finally change. But here's the quiet truth that the let them theory whispers. What if peace isn't found in holding tighter, but in finally letting go? Let them misunderstand you. Let them not call back. Let them walk their own winding, confusing road. Because your peace doesn't have to wait for their awakening. If you've been feeling exhausted, friend, like you've been holding things that don't belong to you, then take a deep breath. You're not alone. You've been trying so hard. And now, maybe, it's time to try something different. Let's walk through this idea together. Part 1. The wisdom of let them. Segment 1. The cost of control. Let's start with something simple. I want you to picture yourself holding a glass of water, not a gallon, not a bucket, just a simple glass of water. At first, it's light, almost effortless. You could hold it for minutes and not even notice, but hold it for an hour. Your arm starts to ache. Hold it for a day, it begins to tremble. Hold it for a week, the pain becomes unbearable. The water never changed. But the weight, the impact of that weight over time, becomes crushing. This is what we do with control. We think we're just holding something small, a disagreement with a friend, a partner who won't listen, a child who keeps making choices we wouldn't. We think, it's not that big of a deal, I'm just trying to help. But the truth is, we've been holding that emotional weight for so long, we don't even realize how tired we are anymore. Control is seductive. It feels like protection. It looks like responsibility. It masquerades as love. But often it's fear. Fear of what will happen if we don't manage the outcome. Fear that people might fail. Fear that we might lose them, or lose ourselves. So we hold the glass, even as our arms shake, even as we can't sleep, even as our peace begins to vanish. What if it didn't have to be this way? What if you could set the glass down and rest? That's what the let them theory gently suggests. It's not about apathy. It's not about giving up on people. It's about realizing that we were never meant to carry everything, not all the time, and not alone. So here's a quiet invitation. Where are you still holding the glass? Segment 2. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go. It sounds like defeat, doesn't it? In our culture, we're taught to never give up, to fight for what matters, to hold on no matter what. But here's the thing most of us were never told. Letting go isn't the same as giving up. Letting go is discerning what's yours to hold, and what never was. Imagine a child learning to walk. They fall. A lot. But would you scream at them each time? Would you grab their arms, yank them up, and force them to move perfectly? Of course not. You'd let them wobble. Let them learn. Let them build strength. And yes, you'd be there when they needed support, but you wouldn't rob them of their process. It's the same with the people we love. Sometimes we try to walk for them. We try to speak for them. We try to prevent their pain. But in doing so, we delay their growth. Letting them struggle doesn't make you cruel. It makes you wise. Let them get angry. Let them say the wrong thing. Let them make a mistake. Because your job is not to perfect them. It's to love them with healthy boundaries and a heart that knows the difference between control and compassion. Can you love someone and still let them fall? That's the real question. And the answer might surprise you. Because yes. Yes, you can. And often, it's the kindest thing you'll ever do. Segment 3. Emotional burden versus peaceful release. Let's go deeper. Why do we hold on so tightly? Why do we feel this need to manage, fix, intervene. Sometimes it's because we were taught that love equals control. Maybe we grew up in a home where love meant checking up on everyone, fixing their problems, always being on alert. Maybe we were the strong one, the one who kept everything together, the one who stayed calm when everyone else exploded. So now, even as adults, we carry that survival strategy with us. We think, if I don't stay on top of this, everything will fall apart. But friend, that's not love. That's trauma doing the driving. And it's okay if that's been your default. It's not your fault. But it is something you can soften. You are not responsible for everyone's healing. You are not required to carry every emotional burden. You do not need to be the glue, the shield, the fixer. Sometimes the most peaceful thing you can do is whisper to yourself, I let them. I let them have their own experience. I let them live their life even if I wouldn't choose it for them. And then, just breathe. Notice the space that opens in your body. Notice the way your shoulders drop, the way your heart beats more slowly. That's the weight beginning to lift. That's what peace feels like. It's not the absence of people's chaos. It's the quiet decision to no longer make it yours. Here's a gentle exercise for you. Close your eyes, or just look at a quiet corner of your room. Think of someone in your life who drains you, someone you care about, but who's hard to carry. Now, imagine placing their energy, their choices, their emotions into a box, a small, glowing box in front of you. You don't throw it away, you don't lock it up. You just set it down, gently, lovingly, and you whisper, I release this. It's not mine to hold. How does your body feel? That's not selfishness. That's sacred space. This isn't a one-time fix. Letting them, choosing peace, setting the glass down. It's a practice, a new way of living, a relearning. You will forget. You will pick the glass back up sometimes. You will want to fix it all over again. And when you do, don't shame yourself. Just smile softly and say, there I go again. Then set it down again, and again, and again. Each time a little lighter. Each time a little freer. Because you're not weak for wanting peace. You're wise for choosing it. Part 2. The practice. So now that we've explored the wisdom behind let them, you might be asking, how do I actually live this? Because it's one thing to know the concept. It's another to practice it in the messy middle of real life. When the phone rings and it's drama again. When someone's passive-aggressive post is clearly about you. When your plans fall apart and all you want is for people to do what they said they would do. This part is for those moments. Let's walk through 3 gentle shifts and a few simple tools to help you choose peace, even when chaos invites you to react. Shift 1. From frustration to curiosity. Let's start here. Think back to the last time someone disappointed you. Maybe it was a friend who flaked out at the last minute. Maybe it was a sibling who dismissed something important to you. Or maybe it was just someone being rude, again, online, or in traffic, or in line at the store. Our natural instinct? Frustration. We tense up, we judge, we think, why are they like this? And then we spiral. But here's a small, beautiful alternative. Instead of asking, why won't they change? Try asking, what if I just let them? Let them be distracted. Let them be late. Let them be unhealed, just for a moment. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. But what if you simply stop wrestling with it? Notice your body, that tightness in your chest, the jaw that clenches when you brace for disappointment, the knot in your stomach. That's the cost of resistance. So try something with me. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it for 3 seconds. Now release it slowly. As you do, whisper internally, I don't have to fix this. I don't have to fix them. I let them. That's it. You just created peace without needing the world to behave. That's power. Shift 2. The not mine to hold. List. Let's do a short journaling practice together. You can use a notebook, a journal, or even just the Notes app on your phone. At the top, write, "Not mine to hold." Now list 3 things you've been trying to control lately. Things that weigh on you, even though deep down, you know they're not yours to carry. Here are some examples. My partner's mood swings. Whether my coworker finishes their tasks, what people online think of me. Take a moment. Write yours down. Now, next to each one, write these words in parentheses. I release this. You can even say it out loud. I release this. It is not mine to hold. Notice how that feels. Sometimes we think that if we stop worrying about something, we're being careless. But worry doesn't prove love. Worry just drains energy. Releasing doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care about your own well-being too. And that's growth. Shift 3. Redirecting your energy. Now that you've started releasing, where does all that energy go? Because here's the truth. Trying to control others burns an unbelievable amount of energy. All the overthinking, the rehashing of conversations, the silent mental arguments you replay in the shower. It's exhausting. So here's the practice. Take just 10% of that mental energy and pour it back into yourself. Instead of worrying about how your partner isn't communicating, read that book you've been putting off. Instead of obsessing over your friend's choices, go for a quiet walk with your favorite playlist. Instead of arguing in your head with your boss, light a candle, make tea, rest your shoulders. Your life is asking for your presence, not your control. When you redirect your energy, you don't abandon others. You come home to yourself. And that is healing in motion. Daily letting go. Practices. To make let them a habit, let's anchor it in simple daily rituals. These aren't grand or complicated. They're tiny threads you can weave into your day to gently remind yourself what's yours and what's not. Morning practice. The whisper. As you start your day, before emails, before social media, take 1 minute to breathe and whisper, "Today I will let others be who they are. I will hold only what's mine." Repeat it 3 times, slowly. Feel it settle in. Midday. Reset. The pause. When someone frustrates you, before you react, text, vent, or spiral, pause. Ask yourself, is this mine to hold? If not, step away. Breathe. Let it go. One pause can save you hours of emotional energy. Evening. Release. The mental box. At night before sleep, close your eyes. Picture a small glowing box. One by one, place today's worries into the box. What your coworker said. That strange comment online. The plan that didn't go as you hoped. As each one goes in, say, I release this. Then, mentally close the box. Give your nervous system permission to rest. A word about boundaries. Let's be honest. Let them doesn't mean becoming a doormat. It doesn't mean tolerating abuse, neglect, or repeated harm. Letting go and setting boundaries are not opposites. They are partners. You can let someone be who they are and still choose not to participate. You can release your need to fix them and still walk away if your peace is consistently threatened. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors, deciding what's welcome in your home, your mind, your heart. So if you're wondering, can I let them, but also protect myself? The answer is yes, absolutely, without apology. You are allowed to say, I love you, I forgive you, but I won't stay in this pattern. That is peace. That is power. That is self-respect. You might be thinking, but if I let them be, they'll never change. If I don't remind them, they'll just keep messing up. If I don't do it, no one will. I hear you. Letting go feels risky. It feels like surrendering to chaos. But here's what most people find. The more you let others be, the more space you create for them to grow and for you to finally breathe. It doesn't always happen right away, but peace always begins with your choice, not their behavior. Letting go is a practice, not a one-time decision. You'll forget. You'll take it back. You'll pick up what isn't yours and carry it longer than you wanted. That's okay. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's about noticing sooner, returning to peace quicker, being a little gentler with yourself each time. The next time someone lets you down. The next time you're tempted to micromanage someone's path. Just breathe and whisper the words, "Let them." Then watch what happens, not to them, but to you. That's where the miracle lives. Part 3. Real-life applications. Let's take this from theory into real life, because that's where it really matters, right? Not just in quiet moments of reflection, but when your kid slams the door, when your boss emails you on a Sunday, when someone leaves you on red, when plans fall through. Again, peace isn't just a concept, it's a muscle. One that grows each time you choose to respond differently. Let's walk through a few moments, ordinary yet powerful, where the let them theory invites us to show up with more grace, for others and for ourselves. Scenario 1. The workplace storm. Let's start with the workplace. You've been working hard, you've been clear, but a colleague just won't step up. They miss deadlines. They deflect blame. They take credit for things you've done. You've tried nudging, hinting, reminding. You've rewritten their reports, fixed their messes, held your tongue. And still, they don't change. You're exhausted, bitter, maybe even resentful. Here's what the let them theory invites. Let them show you who they are, then decide who you want to be. You can't fix their habits, but you can document your work, speak your truth calmly, hold your boundaries gracefully, and after that, let them. Let them chase validation. Let them scramble. Let them stay unready, because your peace doesn't need their permission. And guess what? Quiet integrity outlasts loud incompetence every time. Scenario 2. Family expectations. Family. The greatest teachers of patience and boundaries. Maybe it's your mother constantly commenting on your weight, or your uncle who still brings up politics at dinner. Maybe it's the sibling who never says thank you, but always expects a favor. Here's the thing about family. They may never become who you wish they'd be. But that doesn't mean you have to lose yourself trying to change them. So when your mom makes that comment again, instead of launching into defense mode, try this. Let her. Let her talk. Let her have her opinion. Let her believe what she wants. Then remind yourself, and I get to choose who I am in this moment. Maybe you'll gently change the subject. Maybe you'll walk away. Maybe you'll just smile and sip your tea. Not because you agree, but because peace feels better than control. Family might be blood, but peace is a boundary. Scenario 3. Parenting through eye rolls. Let's talk about kids. Whether you're a parent, an aunt, an older sibling, you've likely been on the receiving end of an epic eye roll. Teenagers especially, they have this art form of rebellion and detachment. You say something heartfelt, they shrug. Or worse, sigh dramatically. It's easy to feel disrespected, to snap, to force the moment into a lesson. But here's the deeper invitation. Let them be in process. Let them find their language. Let them stumble, fail, pull away. Let them not get it yet. Your job isn't to mold them into obedience. Your job is to hold space, even when they roll their eyes, even when they think they know better. Because one day, quietly, they'll remember how safe you felt, how you didn't need to control them, to love them. That kind of love leaves an echo. Scenario 4. Friendship disappointments. What about friendships? Let's say a friend keeps canceling plans, or doesn't check in when you need them, or you feel like you're always the one reaching out. That stings. It makes you question your worth. Makes you wonder if they care. But before spiraling, ask, what if I let them? Let them cancel? Let them be in their season? Let them love you in the only way they know how, flawed and inconsistent. Then, you get to decide what you want to do with that truth. You can step back. You can say, "Hey, I miss you." You can stop pouring from a dry cup, but you don't have to chase, or beg, or explain yourself into exhaustion. Some friendships are long chapters. Some are short stories. Let them be what they are, and trust that space always creates clarity. Scenario 5. The online madness. Ah yes, the internet. A place where strangers argue in bad faith. And people forget there's a human behind the screen. You post something meaningful. Someone twists it. You try to explain. They mock it. Suddenly you're debating someone you don't even know. Stop. Breathe. Let them. Let them misunderstand. Let them disagree. Let them argue with themselves. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to, especially online. Close the app. Touch grass. Call a friend. Return to your real, beautiful life. The internet is loud. Your peace doesn't have to be. Bonus. Scenario. Letting yourself be human. And finally, let's talk about the hardest person to let be, yourself. What if you let yourself be inconsistent sometimes? Need rest instead of productivity? Feel big feelings without needing to justify them? What if you let yourself not have it all figured out? That's where the real healing lives. Because the truth is, let them isn't just about other people. It's about you too. Let yourself grieve what didn't happen. Let yourself forgive your younger self. Let yourself take the long way. Let yourself rest, even when the world says hustle. Peace begins here. A few gentle reminders to carry with you. Let them think what they think. Let them have their rhythm. Let them fall apart if they must. And you? You stay soft. You stay grounded. You stay kind, especially to yourself. Because every time you whisper, "Let them," you say to your soul, "I choose peace. I choose presence. I choose freedom." That is not weakness. That is wisdom. So here we are, at the quiet edge of this journey. We've walked through frustration, exhaustion, disappointment. We've explored boundaries, softness, stillness. We've stood in the mirror and remembered that we don't need to carry what was never ours. That peace isn't passive. It's powerful. But maybe you're still wondering, what do I do with this now? Let me offer one simple invitation. Just one. This week, maybe even just today. Choose one relationship where you feel like you've been carrying too much. Not all of them. Not your entire emotional to-do list. Just one. The friend who keeps ghosting you. The coworker who talks over you. The family member who pushes your buttons. Or even your own self-critical voice. Now, here's the experiment. Don't fix. Don't overthink. Don't argue. Just whisper, quietly, in your heart. Let them. Let them not text back. Let them be messy. Let them be loud. Let them be distant. Let them be different. And then, notice. Not what changes in them, but what shifts in you. Your breath might deepen. Your jaw might unclench. Your spirit might feel a little lighter. And that's peace. You're not giving up. You're rising above. Letting them isn't surrender. It's sovereignty. It's the radical, brave decision to stop leaking your energy into people, places, and patterns that don't want to shift. It's not apathy. It's maturity. And it doesn't mean you stop loving. It just means you stop clinging. You stop managing other people's emotional weather. You stop assuming responsibility for their storms. You start building shelter for your own soul instead. But what if it feels hard? Maybe you're thinking, but if I let them, won't they walk all over me? Number. Because let them doesn't mean you become a doormat. It means you become a doorway to your own peace. You can say, let them. And still, leave the room. Say no. Unfollow. Take a break. Move on. Letting someone be who they are doesn't mean letting them stay where they shouldn't. You can love someone and still let them go. You can respect someone and still not tolerate disrespect. Letting them is trusting that you no longer need to twist yourself into knots for people who aren't trying to untangle anything. The story isn't over. Think of your life as a book. You've got chapters behind you. Chapters you wish you could rewrite. Chapters that broke your heart. Chapters that taught you strength. But you also have blank pages ahead. And every time you choose to let them, you free your pen. You stop trying to edit someone else's paragraph and return to writing your own. That's how stories change, not by control, but by clarity. Let's return to where we began. You were tired of controlling, tired of trying, tired of explaining, and you were ready to breathe, ready to feel again, ready to loosen your grip, and maybe now, after listening, you see a new way forward, a gentler one, a wiser one, a way that doesn't require fixing everyone, but instead, finally allowing yourself to be free. So here's my final invitation to you. Tonight, as you lie in bed, think of one thing you've been gripping tightly. One person, one outcome, one burden. And quietly, maybe even tearfully say, I let them. I let it go. I return to myself, then breathe. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your chest expand. Feel the tiniest space open up inside you. That's not weakness, that's healing, and you're allowed to have it. Thank you for listening. If this spoke to your heart, share it. Send it to someone who's carrying too much, someone who needs permission to release. And if you feel called, leave a comment below. What are you letting go of this week? I'll be there, reading, listening, letting you be exactly who you are, no more, no less. Until next time, remember, you don't have to hold everything. Some things were never yours to carry. Let them. Let go. And let peace come in.